While the Aeron and Embody are both considered top of the class in the ergonomic chair world, they are about as different as you can get. The reason for this is they come from different times. The Aeron was first released in the early 1990s, and while it did get a revamp in the mid-2010s, most of the design elements stayed true. The Aeron was designed with a hard, pronounced seat and back frame, and it's designed to put you in one perfect posture, and you're meant to stay there. Ergonomics has always taught us that we need to be able to bend, move, and stretch throughout the day. In order to do this with the Aeron, you're limited to the recline feature, or you need to get up out of the chair and move around. Having to do this every 30 to 60 minutes is not ideal for everyone, so the idea shifted toward creating chairs with more flexibility to allow for movement in the chair. The Embody was released in 2009, and with that came a design that focused more on movement and flexibility. The Embody went away from a seat design that was meant to hold you in one position and made it almost completely flat with no hard edges and allowing it to flex. This not only gives you much more room to work within the seat, but also the ability to move your legs much more freely in the chair. They did the same with the backrest. The Embody went with a slim back design that is incredibly flexible. This is the opposite of the wide back with hard frame on the Aeron. The Embody not only allows you to move more freely because your arms can rotate around the back, but the movement in the back itself also allows you to stretch while still feeling solid and supported. While the Aeron has some big advantages over the Embody that we'll cover shortly, I think this is the Embody's biggest advantage over the Aeron. If you're looking for more options than just the Aeron and Embody, then check out our office chair cheat sheet in the description. The next major difference I want to look at is going to be the arms. The biggest potential downside and possibly the most complained about feature on the Embody is its lack of arm adjustments. The Embody only has width and height adjustment. Both adjustments are really good with massive ranges, but when compared to chairs like the Aeron, the lack of any depth or pivot adjustment makes them seem a bit limited. I think this is one area where the Aeron is the clear winner. For me personally, I don't mind the lack of adjustments on the Embody because they work for me and the way that I use my chair, and also because they don't have four-way adjustments, they are more solid than most armrest packages. Even the depth adjustment on the Aeron arms tends to move more easily than I would like, but it's really nice to have that adjustment. I also lean towards the Aeron when it comes to arm pad comfort. The Aeron has the most comfortable arm pads I've ever used. They're soft, squishy, and just feel amazing to put your forearms and elbows against. They're also big and don't have any hard edges. For me, they're the best pads on the market. The Embodies are also great. They're massive, flat, and also have good padding. They're just not Aeron level. While we already touched on the differences between the backrest designs when it comes to movement and flexibility, there are also a few more differences worth highlighting. The first is going to be the material selection. The Aeron is designed with the highest end mesh on the market. It's soft, flexible, and extremely breathable. The Aeron will have the advantage when it comes to overall breathability and may be a better choice for those of you that run ultra warm. The Embody isn't going to be a hot chair by any means, but mesh will always have the better airflow. The next major difference with the backs is going to be the lumbar support. This is another area where the Aeron compares very favorably to the Embody. The Embody has a natural lumbar curve built into the back. Truthfully, it can feel a bit pokey, and because it has no height or depth adjustment, you need to fit the back instead of making the back fit you. The positioning of the lumbar is great for me personally, and I like the amount of support it provides, so no complaints there, but the regular Embody does feel a bit pokey to me after about 4 or 5 hours, so I prefer the gaming Embody to the regular Embody because the back pad and fabric is just a tad thicker and takes away that pokey sensation for me. The Aeron has a couple different lumbar support options, with my favorite being the Posture Fit SL. It offers good support. While it isn't height adjustable, it does cover a large enough area where I don't feel like I need that additional height adjustment. It also comes with tension adjustment, so you can make it more or less supportive, and I really like that feature on the chair, and I wish that the Embody had the option to add the Posture Fit SL. The seats are a similar story to the backs. We already covered their differences in flexibility and movement, but those aren't the only differentiators. From a sizing perspective, the Embody does a much better job with more open seat design and adjustable seat depth. The lack of adjustable seat depth on the Aeron makes it crucial that you pick the right size seat, but because you can't adjust it, you may be in between sizes. The next major difference is simply going to be the way the seats feel. Mesh has great airflow, but I don't like to sit on it because mesh seats tend to focus tension on one specific area, and for me, that's almost always my tailbone. I like padded seats much better because it disperses your weight more evenly. The Embody doesn't have a traditional padded seat either. It uses a flexible node system, and honestly, I think the Embody does what the Aeron wishes it could do. It gives you a suspended feeling with good weight dispersion. This is another area where I do prefer the gaming Embody though to the regular Aeron. The extra bit of padding and thickness from the upholstery helps me to not feel those nodes like I can on that standard Embody seat sometimes. For me, the Embody seat is A or potentially S tier, while the Aeron seat is the one thing holding it back from me being able to use it as my daily driver. The Recline, while being the most similar thing between these two chairs, also has its differences. First things first, the Recline on both models is absolutely amazing. Both use Herman Miller's famous harmonic tilt mechanism, and they're both at the top of the class in the ergonomic chair industry because of the smoothness of action, deepness of Recline, and the responsiveness of the tension control. None of this can be matched by any other chairs on the market, aside from the Mirror 2, which is also from Herman Miller and shares that harmonic tilt mechanism. They both come with tilt limiter and multiple positions to choose from. The difference comes with each chair having its own unique adjustment. The Aeron has forward seat tilt. This allows you to tilt the seat pan forward, which can be good for intense tasking or potentially gaming. Personally, I don't like this adjustment, but for people that do, the Aeron does an amazing job. The position is not only really forward, but the back comes with you as well. This is not always the case. Chairs like the Fern have forward seat tilt, but only the seat moves, so you don't get that proper back support. The Aeron gives you that forward position and back support. The Embody doesn't have forward seat tilt like the Aeron, but it does have backrest angle adjustment. This adjustment really changes the position of the back and will either make the back feel upright or give you a really relaxed position. This is awesome for forward positions without having to use forward seat tilt, while also being able to maximize that recline angle for relaxing. The Aeron and Embody are both super expensive now, upwards of $2,000, but I do think that you can justify the price point just based on the build quality, adjustability, and that amazing warranty that you get protecting your investment for 12 years. I'm always going to lean towards the Embody here. It's one of my S tier picks, but I can see why you'd pick the Aeron if you really like mesh chairs. It truly is top of the class. If the Embody or the Aeron doesn't work for you, make sure to check out our office chair comfort cheat sheet in the description.